Welcome to Inside the Win. We'll break down real world wins, showing you exactly how strategic partnership with our experts empowers you to tackle your most ambitious opportunities with confidence. Let's jump in.
Hey, everybody. Mike Belargent, Mike B to all my friends out there. I am your CX nerd here in the East. I have the privilege today of doing the Teleris Inside the Win. And when I think winning, I think of one thing. The Boston Red Sox. No, that's not true. Not this year. No, I think of my good friend James at Call Center Power. James, how you doing, my friend? You doing all right? Enjoying that Jersey Shore summer yet?
Yeah, it's been beautiful. Thanks a lot, Mikey, for having me. Excited to be here. Yes, Jersey Shore has been treating us well. The weather's been gorgeous, and the boating has begun.
Perfect. So, James, I know the audience knows who you are. You're up there in the Mount Rushmore of telecom, but for the one or two individuals watching this right now who might not know who James Cammareri is, quick bio and then Call Center Power. The name says it all, but give us the high level elevator pitch about Call Center Power.
Sure thing, Mikey. A pleasure to do so. I'm James Cammareri, SVP of Channel Development here at Call Center Power. I bring over 30 years in the customer engagement and contact center industry, spanning technology services, channel sales. I grew up in the call center. I worked for AT&T my first 10 years in operations, and then eventually I made my way on the technology and consulting side of the business. And so most recently here at Call Center Power. Before that, I was at Amplify, handling channel sales there, and I joined CCP back in January of 2025 to really lead our channel program from the ground up. So we've built it. It was already sort of a nice foundation, but we've built it up over the last few years. And my focus really is on developing and deepening the relationships in the TSD ecosystem, primarily through Teleris, and turning those partnerships into real, delivered outcomes for clients. And so I really have the pleasure of doing so, on behalf of Call Center Power, who is a contact center consulting technology enablement and BPO brokerage. We are very vendor agnostic, and a set of advisors with certification around implementation capabilities across really four main brands: Amazon Connect, Genesys Cloud CX, Zoom Contact Center, and Zendesk. We also operate a BPO brokerage network of over 230 vetted providers. And that really makes us different in the technology space because we just don't recommend technology, but we implement it, we integrate it, we can manage it post go live, which is part of what we're going to talk about today. And then we help those customers optimize it. So we've been
Love it.
around for 11 years. We're global, and we're excited to be in the Teleris network doing quite a bit of work with you guys.
Awesome. James, did you know that I started my technology journey as a call center agent? Did you know that back
I
in, let's just say 1990s?
I didn't know that. I'm not surprised because of how I've always felt so comfortable with you. I too, as a rep on the phone, 1989. So yes,
Oh,
long time ago, my friend.
yeah. So I did 3 weeks of training and I still remember my script.
You
Ready?
have to. Yeah.
Embedded in my brain. Thank you for calling Cat Fancy Magazine. Credit card number, please. True story. Not all my stories are true, but that one actually is. James, you call a call center today or a contact center or a customer experience center or a customer care center. The
Yes.
first thing they say is, give me your credit card. Show me what you do.
Got to warm them up. Where's the
Well,
nice
you hang
thing,
up on that
right?
person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I, I, I don't know how many people still have this kind of phone. It's more of a this kind
They
of
don't
phone
even
to
know what
hang
that
up.
means. Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
even know what that means. But for some of us old school folks, but
Yes, sir.
so we've been in the contact center industry for a long time, and here at Teleris, our contact center or CX practice is growing.
Yes.
We lead our industry and our competitors within that space. But this was an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
So tell us how this lead sort of kind of came across your desk.
Well, of course, it came from Mikey B at Teleris. Don't know if you know that guy. But he brought us in with a trusted advisor based out of the Southeast who we do a lot with. And they're really in my top 10. I spent a lot of time with those guys. And they brought us a client that is in a residential and commercial home security company that's headquartered out of Charlotte. They operate a multi-team contact center environment that, span customer service, inside sales, retention, tech support, and they had a meaningful technology investment already in place with Genesys Cloud CX,
Yeah.
integrated with Salesforce Service Cloud Voice, but they were not really realizing the full value. And the platform was under leveraged, and operations were doing a lot of manual processes and work around the platform. And there was no structured support model for, or even an improvement roadmap that existed. So, is it's really the profile we see from time to time, actually, probably more often than not. The technology's there, but the expertise and the discipline to extract the value from it are not. And so that's why the partner and Teleris brought us in with this client.
So basically, we had this great customer. Genesis did an amazing job during the sales process.
Yeah,
They installed it, and they basically, it's kind of like when you buy a car and it's got 1,000 features in it. They hand you the keys. They're like, "Good luck. Hope you figure out what every button means." Is that
correct.
fair and accurate?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we see that a lot. They just don't know how to use all the reporting and the analytics tools. They don't know how to really drive performance using the tool. There's really n not real good adoption from the operations, the call center folks that we're really supporting with the product. And that's what we saw in this case.
Okay. So I think this was a multi-phase project too. This was the
Yeah,
classic, hey, we'll give you this part of the project, and if you
yeah.
do well, then there's a bigger. So where did you start with this client? There was a very specific ask.
Yeah, so there was a sort of a crawl, walk, run an approach to this. It was first to start with just the implementation and integration going back to March of last year. A fixed fee Genesys Cloud CX build out
with
and
with
integration with
Salesforce, right?
Salesforce. With
Yeah, yeah,
Salesforce.
yeah, yeah.
Right. And
Perfect.
they had a partner in there as well on the Salesforce side that we needed to work with, which was went really well. But it was a full platform build. So everything from cloud core to voice to WEM, screen pop, and then of course we help them with go live hypercare, and that we had to coordinate alongside the Salesforce implementation partner, as mentioned, and we delivered that. There was sign off on time, and the engagement established really a great hands-on knowledge of the environment and a foundation of trust that made everything else possible that followed.
Perfect. And that, do you remember so that was a one-time project. So that's a
Yes,
non-recurring cost. It's a
correct.
one-time fee. I'm assuming call center power has a commission structure in place for that type of engagement. Is that true?
100%. Yeah, for any implementation work there, we pay 12%, 12.5% of our
Perfect.
of our take on
Yeah.
that goes back through the channel. Yes. So that
Okay,
was a
perfect.
one-time implementation where we were consulting and then actually providing the implementation
Do you
services.
remember what that one-time fee was? Plus
Yeah,
or
that was
minus.
42,000. That was a
$42,000.
$42,000 fully
Right.
developed and delivered to the client on time. Yep.
Perfect.
That was
All
the
right.
first step in with these guys, if you will, from a crawl, walk, run
Run.
perspective. That was the crawl step. Yes.
All right. So now we're in the marathon piece now, right? Now
Yeah.
we have a multi-year contract with these guys where you manage their entire Genesis estate. Is that fair and accurate?
Yeah. So that's walk, right? So crawl was implementation, making sure the integration worked. And then they said, hey, we like you guys. We have a couple of technicians that are supporting this. Can you also, but we don't have enough. Can you guys help us? And so we said, sure. So we provided them a managed services solution and engagement there where we
Love it.
conducted a formal on-site with their operations team. We did a little bit of an ops assessment, but it was giving them a managed services 35 hours per month, dedicated Genesis expertise, tiered with SLAs across P2, P3, P4 ticket types, and a dedicated technical PM, and an on-site knowledge transfer kickoff. So when we started it, we went through everything with them, made sure they were fully trained. And then the key there was that they already had the environment that we were intimately knowledgeable of. So the client got immediate, competent support from day one, not sort of a 90-day ramp, right? They got it right
Yeah.
away. And so we've been doing that
Awesome.
now since last year. And that project is an ongoing It's good MRC on it with the client
You
on
see
that.
the smile on his face?
Yes.
That says all, right? So what
Right.
I love
Yes.
about this is, first of all, the engagement with the tech advisor. Did they take it, just throw it over the wall and say, "Good luck, boys"?
Oh. No, these guys are great, and I won't mention them by name today, but that's one of the reasons we really love to work with them is they came in, they showed us where things were, what they had already supported with this client, and it was a co-sell, co-engagement all the way along. They joined all of our
Love it.
meetings, aware of all the things that we were doing with the customer. Anytime the customer said, "Hey, I see you guys do X, Y, and Z," and I said, "Yes, let's bring the trusted advisor in to help support that need, right, with the managed services opportunity so that they were tied back to it." And they've been along the road with us all the way.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for that. So let's talk about a couple other aspects of what CCP can do for you and me.
Yes.
I heard, wait a minute, I heard Zendesk. Zendesk is not in our channel. They're not in the
Yeah.
TSD channel. Are you telling me if I have a client looking for Zendesk licensing, Zendesk install, Zendesk gurus,
Yes.
I can call you? Are you
100%.
sure?
That platform sits on Amazon Connect. There's a great relationship there. A lot of the technicians that move from Amazon Connect move over to Zendesk to start their voice platform. And yes, we
Interesting.
can provide on the CCaaS side, even on the CRM side. We can bring that product to through partners to the channel. So yeah, we've been
Love it.
seeing it as a hot product. A lot of people are asking about it. It is fairly new. It's about a year old now on the voice side, and we're seeing great progress with it.
Ah, amazing. And then
Yeah,
I heard something else. Did you say Amazon Connect? So that's Amazon's contact center product that's
that's
not in
right.
the channel. Are you saying that you guys can deploy it and maintain it and I get paid on it?
Yes. So number one, just like we do with Genesys, just like we do with Zoom, we can bring Amazon Connect as a CCaaS product, full suite for you. We can implement it with the client. A lot of times, as you know, Amazon works through partners to deliver. And so a lot of times there are funds available to help cover our expense to the end customer, that we can generate revenue on that implementation. Client pays us, and then they get a credit towards their other Amazon functions and features that they're using.
Love it.
And then, of course, as we know, it is usage based. And so typically in the channel, people say, "Oh, wow, well, there's no ongoing MRR on that product." Yes, usually it's a one-time implementation, but because, just like I explained on Genesis, we provide managed services, we can then support the product long term. And, somewhere between 5 to 10K a month, you're getting a nice managed services set of revenue for a client long term that can pay back through the Teleris network.
Oh, amazing. And then the last thing I want to talk about is BPO, right?
Yes.
So that is basically you're awake 2 a.m. in the morning, you see the ShamWow guy with his ShamWow, and you're like, I need one of those, and you call and you get Mr. ShamWow, right,
Yeah,
James? Or is that how does that work?
not really. So the way that obviously these call centers work is in the world that we live in, and it has been for many years now. In fact, it's really how when I left AT&T, went into the BPO space, how I really started to grow my career. Is that companies decide, hey, there are things that we do really well. Usually it's the product itself, it's the marketing, but it's not really great. They're not really great at the customer service aspects. So why not hire someone who can do that really well, that can understand your product, services, and suite, understand what they can do to provide support for it, and then they've got the infrastructure to provide the agents, whether they be live real agents or whether they be AI agentic agents. All of that's available now. And those call
Awesome.
centers around the globe, we have 230 plus of them in our network. When a trusted advisor has a client that needs a contact center, either they're thinking about outsourcing and they never have, they are already outsourcing, maybe not happy with their provider, or they're thinking about bringing on a champion challenger model where they bring additional BPOs into the mix. We can help you avoid that whole RFP process where you're now having to go through and decide how to bring someone on. We do that for you quickly. We have a vetted network. We have a marketplace online we can quickly go into, decide what those sort of main things you need for that client
Yeah.
will be. and quickly check
Love it.
those boxes and bring two or three to be introduced to the client. And then ultimately, once they select a provider, we help them with the matrix of deciding on who the right one would be in an agnostic fashion. Then, of course, we help them get onboarded. They have a contract directly. That revenue that happens maybe for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years down the road will flow back through us and into the Teleris network to the trusted advisor.
Amazing. And then just last thing real quick, but you
Yeah,
do more than just call center agents, right? If I needed a
yeah.
partner to digitize documents for me, do you offer that?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
we have providers on our network that do digitization, mail, print, back office services. So chat,
Mail.
email.
People are still
Right.
using the postal service to mail out
Yes.
flyers. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I know that, Teleris serves lots of customers, including those in the legal space. You still have to get things in the mail. Things have to be signed. And so, yes,
Wow,
think about
awesome.
recalls that happen, right? You've got to let customers know via the mail that they've been part of a
Data breaches.
recall. So,
Data
yes, it
breaches.
still
Yeah.
exists.
All right. All right. So basically, what you're telling me is when I think my customer has a CX problem,
Yes.
right? It could be a people problem, it could be a process problem, it could be a problem, the three P's. I should think CCP. Do I have that about right?
That sounds perfect. I think you should be in marketing. Yeah.
I
Well
think I
done.
just trademarked that for call center power. My Venmo account is no,
I already know your
no,
Venmo account, I'm
oh,
sure.
you get that right, yeah. On a very serious note,
Yes.
we take our CX practice very seriously here. My good friend Brent Wilford covers the West. I'm lucky enough to cover the East. And then Sam Nelson sets the strategy and we execute on that. And I will tell you right now, if you want to get some serious revenue, you got to talk to that guy over there, over at Call Center Power. All right. Uh, James, thanks for coming on with us. Thanks for the expertise. James and teams, they are based on the East Coast, but they
Yes.
have customers from a global perspective. So no customer too small, no customer too big. These guys are super greedy. They want to take them all. Thank you for coming on the Inside the Win with your friends here at Teleris. We'll see you soon.